What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Crit Dad. Here we are at Eldo Tuesday nights in Long Beach, 5:30, Cat 45. You guys know the deal. This video is from April 25th, and I titled it "How to Sit In and Win, or at least Get a Podium." And you guys know that sitting in doesn't always work. If you watched the Preem video at Barry Wolf, I was in the back. A lot of breakaways got away. I tried to stitch together the breaks, but it was just too late. So you kind of have to be in the right place to sort of watch out for the breakaways, but at the same time be selective about which attacks you follow, and that is a big part of racing. How to do it, I am not 100% sure, but in this race I said to myself, just don't follow any attacks and see what happens. Just let all the attacks go and be positioned so that you're not in the complete back. Alright, roll call. We got Chris McDonald with Major Motion. He's going to be coming in pretty crucial at the end of this video. Stay tuned. Shannon Jones, man, I've been racing with you for a year now. So happy to see you progress. Keep up the good work. And we got Avery here, and he is leading in the points. And congrats, man, for all the consistent work you've been doing. Got Cliff Cox in the farmer's jersey on the left. And CJ here following me out, who's going to become quite popular in a few episodes to come. So, as I was saying, in this race, I really had to tell myself, just do one thing, don't deviate from the plan, just see what happens. And sometimes plans work out, sometimes they don't. A lot of times the races change and you have to adapt and change your mindset. But because this is training, I really wanted to see what would happen if I just sat in and saved everything for the end. Luckily, it worked out. And in the next videos that I'm creating, you'll see me do the same thing and watch breaks just go away, and some of them I could have gotten into, and so you have to live and learn. Alright, let's scoot up the video a little bit to the corner after the third corner here. So we're in the first lap and things are pretty early, and I usually don't like to follow out attacks in the first and second lap. So you can see Tevin goes and then Avery follows him, and then one of the Chico's Malice guys go, and then a fourth guy goes. And so at this point everyone's kind of looking at each other like, okay, should we go, should we not go? I know that a lot of the players are still in the back here, and that's a really good thing to remember, is identifying who the strong riders are, so you know that if they're back here, we're probably still okay. Major Motion being one of the bigger teams in the field, will usually try to neutralize a threat like this if one of their riders is not up there. So here they go. There's Chris, and then I think TJ comes around here, and whenever I see TJ, I know it's time to get on that wheel. And so I'm pretty happy with this. I didn't stay all the way in the back. We're going to connect this attack, and if for any reason a counter goes or something else happens, I'm in the right position versus being all the way in the back. But like the title of the video says, how to sit in, I wasn't gonna follow out a counterattack anyway, but I still like that I'm not completely out of the race here and that I'm watching things. Alright, now here's another example. This is going into a preem lap. You can see two little dots off in the front. So there's two solo riders who have gotten off a little bit early on this preem lap, and I'm again very happy with where I'm chasing, which is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels or so into this chase, and that's for me a great place to be. And it's not going like insanely fast, but I don't think these two riders up at the front are going to get away. But at the same time, I'm conscious of where I am and what my position is, and being careful not to end up pulling. One of the things that I wanted to touch on was simply the fitness this year. Last year, sitting in wasn't even a choice. Like, I would be doing this in last year's race and be at like 170 beats per minute. So I was just trying to hang on and not get dropped last year. And so I just want to pull up a little comparison of the two races. On the left, 1 year apart, was this race you're watching now, and then on the right is a race from last year where I'm at threshold for 37 minutes. So I was in threshold for 1 minute at this race, and you say, oh, what about the power? It's like, this ain't apples to apples. And so yeah, I was doing 159 watts in this race, which is remarkable, versus 197 in a race where I'm just trying to hang on last year. But if we pull up the race last week, April 18th, 2023, I did 202 watts, 5 watts more, threshold 4 minutes versus 37 minutes. And you're saying, how is this possible? Why are you always flexing on your heart rate, Crit Dad? And honestly, this is just the training that I needed to do to be able to be competitive in this race. And so if we pull up a training log from last year, you can kind of see the difference between 23 and 22. I'm not going to be able to have much in the sprint in 2022 if I'm doing 1 or 2 rides a week. So I loaded up this year on training a lot more higher volume. Every Tuesday is high intensity Eldo. Every Thursday is a threshold workout, 4x8, 4x9, 5x10. And if you don't know what any of this means, I didn't either. All I did was take a screenshot of NorCal Cycling's video on how to train, and that's all I had. I just was like, okay, so you do zone 2, then you do sweet spot 4x15, zone 2, 3x12 over-unders. All right, let me find a training program where I can plug all this stuff into, since I don't know anything about training. And those are kind of high workouts, and I didn't know at the time, so I downloaded Trainer Road. I didn't go through any of the onboarding. I just like typed in 4x15 sweet spot and died, and then I tried 3x12 threshold over under and then died even more. And so those are all pretty hardcore workouts that I can do now after like 6 weeks of understanding what interval training is in general. So it works. My FTP's gone up from 218 last summer to now we're at 252. So that's about 35 watts if I did the math correctly. And at 150 pounds, my goal is 400 watts. Just kidding. My goal is 4 watts per kilo, which would be another 25 watts. I don't know if it's possible. I'm hitting a wall as it is. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, so you know, you can, I don't know, find time that you don't have. Anyway, so here we go. I'm on this preem lap. I'm hitting this inside line, and I use the preem as a simulation for what I want to do in the sprint finish. The inside line here is pretty good. It's sheltered from the wind. It's not always the fastest line, as we'll see at the end of the race, but I do like to use the speeds of the preem to kind of get ready for what the sprint finish is going to feel like. Alright, I think we're going into 3 to go here, and this is another attack that happens. Benjamin Garcia goes on the right, and I'm going to pull up the Wigton cam, cassette cycling, and that's Matt here in the arrow. He follows that out, and he had breakaway on the brain, and I wasn't 100% sure that this attack even happened while I was racing, since I had sitting in on the brain. And it's really interesting to go back and watch his video and see what he was doing, because that was what I was doing this week in June, which is kind of like reverse of this video, and that was really trying to bridge to breakaways and tried to do my own breakaway. It didn't work, spoiler alert. But yeah, it's so crazy to know that I did 159 watts in this race and didn't contribute to covering any of the attacks, yet here we are. And it's such a weird thing. It's like I almost don't feel good about it, which I don't know, it's strange, it's really weird. But I do want to highlight the fact that you don't really get any podiums or congratulations for bringing back these breakaways. And we're about to see Daniel D. Imsky put in a massive 2-minute effort to pull back Matt's attack. And so he's going to go on the right here. I'm going to pull up the Imsky cam, the Dan cam, and he's just powering down here, 33 miles per hour. And this is what it's going to take to catch Matt. And there goes TJ. And all I just heard, and also Daniel, I know you're probably watching this. I hope this gives you some inspiration and motivation to get through the recovery, the broken collarbone, all that. And we got Sean in my rear view camera, also broken collarbone. TJ just passed, broken collarbone. There's a lot of crashes going on lately. I hope all you guys heal up as quickly as possible and get back to racing with us. I'm sure all of us at Eldo miss you. I miss you guys. This video is dedicated to TJ, Daniel, and Sean. So here we go, guys. Daniel's still putting in that effort. I got the gauges enlarged up there. He's at 383 watts, 192 beats per minute. Just machine, just grinding out up there, man. And so this is the thing I'm talking about, is like Daniel didn't get an award for this attack, but if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be on the podium. So mad props to you, man. Thanks for stitching this back together. It's a weird thing with racing, and that's where I think the team dynamics come in. You know, as a team, I think riders can plan on like who's going to stitch together a break and save it for their sprinter. As soloists like us, I know Daniel, you're with South Bay Wheelman, but like myself, I mean, what's in it for me to stitch back a break? It's really hard to say other than just training. But again, Daniel, thank you for that effort. I hope you get better soon. Sean, same thing. I hope you get better soon. And TJ, please all recover as quickly as possible. Miss you guys. All right. So this is the final lap. I'm going to talk about placement. So 139 beats per minute. I'm feeling very fresh. As you guys can see, I stuck to my plan and it worked out, luckily. A lot of times if someone isn't going to cover those attacks or stitch back those breakaways, then what good is sitting in? So you really have to just be able to either go for the gamble and say, I'm just going to try this and see what happens, or learn about which attacks to follow and when. And I think honestly I was good about conserving and picking the right people to follow out, but at the same time I also got lucky. But the positioning and the technical sprint at the end is also another art, and we're about to get there. 1 lap to go, first corner. I want to be here because things can start to get attacky at the second corner. I like being on this right side because it's sheltered from the wind. I heard people complaining this week about like, why is everyone always riding on the right side, because the pavement's so bad, but it's sheltered. So I love being on this side. You can definitely feel the difference versus the left side. So yeah, like you can see, the efforts start even this early. So while it's not the sprint effort, we're in like VO2 max threshold power territory, and I want to be able to have a good position going into the third corner. So right here, I'm making sure that I'm staying with the group. I don't want to get lost. I have attacked from here, but it's like really long, so I did like a double attack, and I'll bring that video up soon. But usually the attacks start to go on the hill, but I don't want to be too far up, because you've seen some of my videos where I'm the first person at the third corner, and if you're there, you gotta go. Yeah, Kenneth, forgot I did that. So you made it, man. You're on Crit Dad. Send it to your friends and family. Alright, so where are we at? I'm like 7th wheel, 8th wheel. This is a great place to be. I'm always really antsy about like my position, and I often find myself too far up. But with going into the third corner here, I am feeling very good here. So like I said earlier, I'm going to hammer that inside line, try to keep the door closed. Looking for strong riders. We see Avery, we see Matt. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Okay, there goes Chris in my rear view for that. Staying on the sheltered side here. The left side is sheltered. Following Avery out. I'm feeling good right here. So we're about 6th wheel heading into the final corner. This is pretty good positioning. This is where things change. Starting to get boxed in. The inside's getting tight. Where do I go? Where do I go? Tevin's slowing down. This is the part where Chris makes the right call to break out of that, and he launches into his sprint. Avery goes here. I'm still keeping the door closed on the inside. It's pretty tight. CJ leaves just enough room for me to get by, and I get out to where I can start my sprint. and I'm able to just pull past Avery here, put in another 900 watts, and that would not have been possible without the race that I did. So snagged second, a conservation effort for a big minute-and-a-half finish, and that is how I got second place. Congratulations, Chris. Congratulations, Avery. Like, subscribe, follow me on the Instagrams. I hope you guys liked this one. TJ, I hope you feel better and get all the surgery you need to recover. That literally, I just checked it today and saw that. Sean, Daniel, all our thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. We can't wait to have you back. Keep your head up mentally. I cannot imagine how hard it is. I've been through surgery myself, and it is a really tough time. So I hope you guys find some inspiration and motivation from my videos, and we miss you. See you soon. All right, guys. I'll be at the next one.